Hello, everybody. Why won't nothing work? Oh, man. Nothing is working. Nobody's here. Typical day. Let's see. Vacation. Is it live? Or is it Memorex? All right. We're live. And nobody's here. That's great. And still nobody is here. I can't figure out why it won't show that. Hold on, I'm trying to figure everything out. Hey, there's 4 people here. Hello. I'm trying to play this and it won't play it. Hold on. There we go. That was crazy. I tried to play that for the first 2 minutes and it wouldn't play. Then when you guys got in here, it started playing. So that's freaking nuts. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing on this fabulous Tuesday? Oh, you got the notification. Good. There you go. See, I didn't change anything. So, obviously it is YouTube. Hold on, now I got to get the chat over here. Hold on one second. So is everybody doing okay today? Well, can you guys hear me okay? Let's look at that. Hold on. There we go. All right, hold on. Let me do the maybe. All right. Top chat. We want live chat. Then I want pop out chat. So I can see the whole thing over here and look like I'm not looking at you guys when I'm actually trying to. Okay, there we go. All right, so who we got? We have Rock Daddy, Billy Ray, Multi, Zach Zombie, Cheryl, Mr. Mick. Cool. All right. So I assume everybody's good. I survived my birthday, which was good, I guess. And I didn't do anything on guitars yesterday, and I was slammed today with stuff. So, oh well, it happened. Thank you, Cheryl. And I actually did. Thank you, Rocky. My my son and his wife was unable to show up, but they'll be here next week. DJ Play Nice. Okay. I like the name. Thank you. So my son will be here next week, but my daughter and son-in-law were here. Then I did post a little short, it's like 20 seconds short, of my son and or not my son-in-law playing Mr. Micks guitar. He wanted to try it, and I let him try it. And you heard him. It's like a 25-second thing there. So that's pretty good there. Oh, you saw that? Okay. Good. Well, let me show you this. This one's on reverb. And let me show you what this was when I got it. Here. Let me add this. There you go. So I don't know if I can I zoom that in? No. So that is what Mr. Micks guitar looked like when it showed up. And you can see the bridge right here is a Godot Strat style, although it's built a lot better than a regular Fender Strat type bridge. Let's see, can we move? Yeah, there we go. So that is basically a Model 2 style Charvel from the 80s. So very pretty guitar. Well, I did watch a few videos, Mr. Mick, and a few, I mean, not everybody, but there were a few complaining about it staying in tune not as well as they would like. So, nonetheless, it's a beautiful guitar. The pickup is a SH6, which is a good all-around pickup. Hi, Peggy. So yeah, it's a very, very, very pretty guitar. And when they first come out, I wanted one, but then I was like, man, if I get one, I'll have to route it out because I would have to have a Floyd on it too. So with that, let me stop sharing that page. Okay, there we go. So you guys see what it looked like when it showed up here. And then now it's yellow. Why did it just do that? Now it's yellow. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, the angle, well, that neck with here couple issues happened with this. The new Floyd was an American Floyd, and the nut was a USA nut, and for some reason, just barely, but the two screws that go in and hold the nut to the fretboard were moved in a little bit more than what you're used to for the last 40 some years. So I started to drill a pilot hole, then, because I don't drill all the way down into it, I drill it because I want the screw to get down into it. So I put the one on the high E side in first, went in fine. I put the one on the low E side, and it got down about 3/4 of the way, and all of a sudden it just shot over like that and went down and pulled the nut back from the fretboard. And I'm thinking, what just happened? So I take it back out, and I'm looking through, and I still couldn't see. It was still dark, So I took the nut off and looked again, and here, where the truss rod is, the U cut out for the truss rod, that nut or that screw was on that drop off. So as when I touched it with the drill to start it, to get it where I wanted it, as soon as it started going down about 3 threads or 4 threads, it just went over into that hole. So I was like, crap. So let me take these headphones off. So there's a reason why they're not putting the Floyd nuts on this guitar. So, with some ingenuity, we got it working. I made a couple different 3D printed shims to go under it, get it in there. And it's glued. I did refill the hole, plugged the hole, used very strong super glue in the hole with the filler, the wood, and then they also did the shims, the 3D printed shims. So it is now solid. It's in there. It's straight. It's good to go. So here is the Floyd. And you can pull back. Not decked. So, oh wait, now I got to put the heads back on. The headphones back on. Hold on. Okay. All right. So anyhow, got the nut going. You can see that it is fine. Stepping on the cord. So we are good to go. I did the black. He wanted the black under there, so I did that. I got it all. Let me go with a clean first. Okay, can you guys hear that? Okay, so, well, wait, here we go. All right, so you can see that it is in tune. Intonation set. So here's the test though. Ready? Let's put this down. Look at the strings. There you go, Mr. Mick. Let's go with oh wait, let me turn that down. You're in tune. It stays in tune. I like the way it feels. It turned out nice. Everything is set. Got your black springs, and there is only 2 black springs on it. I was able to get it set with 2. It's still, you guys hear me still? That's the biggest thing. Or did I shut that off? No. Okay. So everything's done. Locking tuners. Beautiful paint on this. But they must use a stencil when they do it because every one is identical. So they must have some kind of stencil they put over it. So I'm going to say they do the black first, put the stencil on it, spray the silver, then pull the stencil off. Yeah, and well, the problem with this, you can't, wait a minute, let me unplug it for a minute. Because every time I do that, I step on the cord. And it was very low, the neck, if I can't, well, maybe I can't. The nut was very low already, or the cutoff, and it's very close to the truss rod. So I couldn't go down, I had to go up and then compensate for everything. So, but we got nice low action, as you can see. All the way down. And it stays. So, let me plug it back in. I need to break out my old Nady wireless here and use it for this stuff. Sorry about that. But, so, I may remember Striper. Let me see, how's that go? Wow, it's been forever since I played that. That's To Hell with the Devil. And I am friends with, for probably 12 years now, at least, with Tim Gaines, the original bass player for Striper. So, I don't have a distortion set up for this guitar or this pickup. So, it's what my son-in-law did. He was playing through the Ingle last night. Then you just picked up recording just for me holding the phone. But So it's hard to tell. I think it sounds fine. Plays great. There we go, getting tangled in the cord again. Sounds fine. Plays great. Stays in tune, Mr. Mick. Wait, so there you go. Stays in tune pretty good. Dang it. Now I'm stuck. I hate that cord. I should use the wireless, but yeah, so I just wanted to go through this and show, routed it out. You can pull back, so you got when you're able to pull back when it's full floating, you cannot use the detuna on it. It won't do it when it's full floating. So if you wanted to put one on it, Mr. Mick, you'd have to put a lock on the tremolo and keep it from being able to go back. But so let's see. We re-shielded the pickup area, put more shielding paint in the cavity, painted back here. You wanted me to sign it. I did sign it. It's underneath here. You have a pure tone jack, so you got the two. So it clicks twice, listen. 2 clicks. So there you go. But see, how did see, I don't have anything set for this one, because what I've done is I've went through and I have a bunch of different distortions, but they're like the green crackle Charvel, the orange ESP, the yellow crackle, the sunburn, the slug. So I don't have anything, just generic. And that's how much each, I told you before, even though, I used to get picked on the other show about having all the guitars that were the same, but I told everybody numerous times that even though they're all soloist, they all have different pickup configurations. And here's a perfect example. So here is the sunburn sound. Then I flick to yellow, orange, so those particular settings all the way through here are for each one of those guitars. And then I have like 2 or 3 for each guitar. So I create 1 or 3 actually for everything. But since this isn't mine, I didn't create one for it, because then I wouldn't want to give it back. So we have guitar that's very nice played. Frets are polished. Tremolo's in, set. You still might have to make a few adjustments when you get it because it's still settling. I mean, basically, think about it. I just gutted a bunch of wood out of it, so it's like a big major operation. So, but it's settling. Everything is fine. Stays in tune perfect. So, any questions, Mr. Mick? I was at the doctor earlier today, and that's why I'm very sore, so I can't. Today's not a good day to play. See, that sounds too tinny. Plus, he doesn't do the pick. I'm just sitting there going. And you go right from that into speak of the devil or shout at the devil. No, not to hell with the devil. And go back to the clean. So there you go. You're all good to set, or good to set. New strings, so they'll stretch a little bit. Hi, Zach. I don't remember how the rest of that goes. It was Rush from 2112. Oh, okay. Hey, Mad. So, anyhow, there you go, Mr. Mick. You're good to go. Hey, Brian. Hurting today. But other than that. Yeah, there's your Floyd is nice and level. Everything's set. Pickup height is set. It's ready to go. But again, because today it was raining, but 75 degrees, and it's supposed to go up and down, up and down, up and down. So a couple days in the box going across country, you may have to make a few minor adjustments when you get it. Yeah. Yes, I did. So we're good to go. I love it. I love it. Now I want one. I really didn't think I would like the silver on here, you know, because you're used to the yellow or the orange. And when I saw they did the silver, I was like, oh, okay. But now that I've seen it in person, and yeah, really, really nice. But they're all identical, so I'm going to say they have a stencil they put on it. Paint it black, put the stencil on it, spray the silver, pull the stencil off, and clear over it. Do a 3-color fade. Yeah, I can. I can do pretty much anything. So there you go, Mr. Mick. It's done, set, and ready to come back to you. I'll ship it tomorrow. And I hope you like it. So I'll wipe it all down again, get fingerprints off of it, and have it all ready to go. So, meanwhile, it's been hanging on the wall here since Sunday night, except for yesterday for about 10 minutes when my son-in-law was here. Now I can take these back off. Yeah, Jupe, I can do pretty much anything. You know, what are you looking for? What colors? And sorry, I talking and I have a bad habit. I used to read the chat all the time, and I got in trouble for that. So I kind of try to follow it. And then I got this. It's cool. I can't really tilt it now because everything will fall out, but big block. And by the way, when you see 37 or 32 or 36 or 40 or 42, it's not the weight, it's the actual size of the block. So this block weighs twice as much as the 37. And you can see how it's literally twice as heavy as the other block. And then the nice polished stainless. Come on, focus. Focus, dang it. Oh. And then I have I told my wife I didn't want her to get me anything, but she knew me and Floyd Rose, so couldn't go wrong. So that was, you know, I told her I don't want anything, but she got it. So, and then I have one coming. I don't know when that'll be here. Tomorrow or Thursday. It's the purple set, and I'm going to put it on this one. Because the purple goes through where the tremolo is. So instead of the stainless that you see here now, here, and here, they'll all be purple. And then it'll have purple, 3 screws up here will be purple too. So this is from Bay Area Rich. I don't know if he's in here, but So, Rich, thank you. Thank you for all the support, Rich. Seriously. Um, and, you know, I just figured it's already stainless, and the purple set is also a stainless steel, but it's, anodized in purple. So, as far as upgrade or functionality, it's not going to be any different than what I already have in here, but it's going to look better. And for me, they look good, sound good, play good. And like I've said before, and any one of those three or two or all three could be off, but usually I can get it. And I look at used guitars a lot different than most people do because I can fix them. I know there's a lot of people that can't, so they don't want one that needs worked on. So, but this one didn't need anything. This one came from Starving Musician, Santa Clara, California. Like as new shape. There's not a scratch, ding, or anything on this thing. Beautiful guitar. And it's got a little bit of pink. Not much, just a little bit. More purple than pink. But this is the only thing I have guitar-wise that has pink on it. So that's why I'm going to go with the purple here. Make it look pretty cool. Because I got blue on that one, red on that one, green on that one, gold on that one. So why as well not have purple on this one. Although nobody makes, and I don't know why, but nobody makes an orange set. Because they made orange, I'd have that one and those two and the orange ESP with orange, but no one makes orange set. So I got red on this one. Red with the gunmetal gray. Or black chrome, whatever you want to call it, or cosmic chrome, or whatever they call it. So it's just a thing I do. I mean, the stainless steel or the titanium is an upgrade from the original. But again, you can just have silver, this plain silver color, and it's the upgrade. Thinking of a Strat type with black to orange to yellow. Let's see, Derek, truss rod on a Kramer 84. The newer 84s, I haven't messed with one. Is it the nut at the bottom, or is it on top still, like they used to be? Let me show you something. By the way, I was going to start this at 8 o'clock, but for some reason, my the studios I had in here was gone, and I couldn't. Some more. The two studios I had saved in here were gone, and I had to create a whole nother studio again. Cover up. Yeah, like I said, been friends with Tim Gain for years. Tim's a good guy, very good guy. He was with Stryper from the beginning through all their heyday and all that stuff. So, let's see. It's the newer one. So it has like the pinwheel at the bottom of the neck. Then, right? Is that what you're saying? Oh, adjustment wheel. Yeah, yeah. Because if they're going to go with the angle, it's on those things. Because I think, well, I don't know. It might be the same, but to me, for some reason, it looks like it's a little bit more back. But it might be the same. But and it could be just the USA. The USA nut is just closer. The screws are closer. So, but yeah, if they're going to do that, I could see them going to the pinwheel type adjustment. And Derek, let's see. It has the pinwheel, so you don't need to take the neck off. And the fender headstock. Why do they want to mess with perfection? I mean, you know, Grover and Wayne came up with the best one there was. Why change it? So on your the one with the pinwheel, this one, yeah, this one's got it. I don't have very many. It's got it, but yeah, you don't have to take the neck off. Do you have? Did they give you the rod that fits in it to turn it? If not, you can get an Allen wrench that will fit in there. Not loose. Get one that fits in there as tight as you can get it, and then use it. But yeah, you don't have to take the neck off. As to bones, there's no truss rod thing on the top, and there's no wheel. It's actually there. It's underneath here. So as much as I hated to do it, I had to carve out a slot so I could get a long Phillips screwdriver in there to adjust it. If not, I had to take the pickup or the neck off every time I wanted to adjust it. But that's how he did George's original one too. So I was like, man, I ain't doing that. So I took a round filed a groove in there, and then touched up the white paint. And now I can get the long handled screwdriver or long shank screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver in there and adjust it. But yeah, Derek, you don't need to take the neck off to do that unless it's stuck. Sometimes they'll get stuck, and then what you need to do is put a little bit of oil right on the wheel, at least on one side, and let it soak through. Sometimes you can get it just a drop or two on both sides of the shaft going through the wheel. But if that doesn't break it free, then you're going to have to take the neck off to get it to break free. But if it's already turning on its own, if you can turn it with the rod or an Allen wrench, then no, you shouldn't have to take it off. And I will tell you this, if you've never messed with truss rod adjustments before, don't get in there and just start cranking it. Turn a little bit at a time. Just a quarter turn, check it. Quarter turn, check it. Don't go 1, 2, 3, then check it, because then you're going to be like this or like that. So called Diamond Life. Wonder why Fenders. Oh, I mean, I can see why they're trying to create new stuff, but again, Charvel, Super Strats, and all that stuff was were perfection. I mean, look at all the bands in the '80s. So hold on. Gotta answer this. But yeah, no, you shouldn't have to. 83. It has the adjustment at the top, right? You just got to take the truss rod cover off, and then that would be a 4 millimeter Allen wrench to get down in there. Yeah, man. Don't you remember that they got the big hump on the Invader style? Looks like to get the Allen screws in all four with the big hump, or all six of them. Yeah, no. If it's got the truss rod cover, it's going to take a 4 millimeter wrench, and you'll be good to go with that. And get it all together. And you will have, hold on, dang it. Reissue doesn't have one at the top, just a small area below the neck. So you can't get to it without taking the neck off. I mean, if you can't do that, if there's no way to get to it, then yeah, you're going to have to take the neck off. That sucks. Because like I said the other day, when you go to put the neck back on, when you put the screws in, turn them backwards, and just put it in till it goes in, then twist it backwards a little bit, and it'll drop down in the thread that's already made. Then tighten it down from there on. Because if you don't do that, you end up cutting new threads all the way every so often, and then next thing you know, you're going to have to plug the hole and re-drill it because it's going to get worn out. Just wondering how many guitars are around out for Floyd. Wow. I honestly don't know, Mr. Mick. Been a lot. It's this year, 3 months, 3 guitars. But I mean, over the years, a lot. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to guess and say somewhere between 50 to 70, maybe. No, he knows that. He knows it wasn't my first one. But they're anybody. It doesn't take much to mess it up. I mean, you have to pay attention, and being a little bit nervous helps. Not to the point where you're like, oh my God, I don't, but you got to just have enough nervousness to where you're like, okay, I'm just really going to make sure, going to make Pay attention to this. So, yeah, somewhere between 50, 55, 70, 75, somewhere in that area. But that's, not within the last 2 years. That's over the years. I've been working on Floyd Rose bridges for over 41 years now. And I probably started routing for them somewhere between 89 and 91. And ever since. It goes in stages. Sometimes I'll get guys, I don't know, maybe it was before I was on the other show. So probably 2021 or 22. I think I did like 12 or 13, 12. At least 12 to 15 just that 1 year. So then there would be, a time where no one asked for one done, but yeah, just one little, if that thing just kicks just a hair and it gets away from you, you'd be able still to put the Floyd in it and still play it, but it would have a big mess up, like a big chunk or another. Yeah, it can be bad. So that's why you just got to make sure that everything's right and tight. And I know when I first started doing it, I was using a big Craftsman router, no, Porter cable, the old plunge router style. And what I would do is probably the first 10 guitars I ever did, I had a board there that I would practice on first before I actually went to the guitar. And one time, I had changed bits because I bought a new set of bits. So I usually get, the bits are good for a long time, but I usually get 3 to 5 guitars and I'll buy a whole new set just to make sure I always have, really fresh cut, nice bits for it. And what had happened is apparently I didn't have the bit in the router at that time tightened all the way. And it was on a practice board and I started routing and all of a sudden it got deeper and kind of stuck. And then when I went to pull the router back, it actually flew out and took a chunk of the wood out. I was like, oh, okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Mick. But yeah, it doesn't, the slightest thing can mess it up. And it's, you got to be careful. Any other questions? But yeah, I don't want to get to the point where it's just routine, because that's when the mistakes will happen. Which is weird because all the shooting I shot with Glock and all that stuff, I never got nervous at a match. I never got nervous in the instruction part where I was instructing people, ever. On stage, I never had stage fright. never bothered me. Doing seminars never hurt me, or everything was fine. But man, when it comes to routering, you got to have it. Yeah. Yes, Peggy, it is very much so. Have I ever? All these, these are all mine. Because his is right there on the wall, so you can't see it. But all the ones you see here are mine, and all the ones are here except for that one are mine. Yeah, I did want to open a repair shop at one time. I really did, but I just couldn't do it by myself. Because there's going to be days when you're going to be swamped, and then eventually you'd have to start selling stuff to make up for the slow period. Because I will say this, around the holidays, guitar repair pretty much stops around the holidays. So that's why if you had a repair shop, then you need to sell stuff that you can make a good bit to cover those 4 months. Arch top, you would, Peggy. No, arch tops are harder because the route for the Floyd, it's made to lay flat on the body, and arch top, you're only getting just the center section of the template there, so you have to somehow block the sides up and make sure that doesn't go anywhere. You have your arch here, and then here's your so that's what you end up with, that gap. So you gotta make sure it doesn't do this, or you're really screwed. But that's one good thing that I could say with the 3D printer. I could probably make angled shims for that now. But I would have loved to have opened my own guitar shop, good guitar repair, and do some custom builds for people. But see, when you get into the custom builds, that's big money. You can't. You're talking thousands of dollars because all the man out. Well, I mean, just between the neck and the switch on Laza's guitar is 9 hours there, not counting routing it out and all the other work I did to it. I probably got 12, at least 12 hours in that guitar, maybe 14. MPN. So, but when you open your own shop, you have to have all the bases covered. So, like, you would have to sell, obviously, Floyd Roses and all the hardware for that, the upgrade kit. You'd have to sell, strings. Wow, you'd have to sell like some kind of cleaner, stuff that people buy all the time. It really doesn't do good to sell basic tools at a repair shop, because that's why they're there with you, is to have you do it. So don't sell them the tools to to do it themselves. So yeah, there's a lot to it. Hey, Lewis. But I would have loved to have done that. I still would love to do it, but Cole is, my son, for those of you who don't know, he's more into the band and playing than I mean, I do all the work for them. I do all the work for my son-in-law's band, which is Bolt Action, and they are on Spotify. They're a thrash punk type, kind of like Laz's sister's band, actually. So they're not interested in doing it because I do it for them. So I would have to open a shop, and I'd have to have someone that would want to work there with me to learn it. Because I'm not going to be around. I only plan on living to 122. I'm midlife right now at 61. So, but I would have to have someone there that would want to learn it and then keep it going. But I have no problem showing anybody, MPN's about 4 hours away. If he'd moved to Pittsburgh, then he'd only be less than an hour away. Then I could open a shop in Weirton, and it'd be about halfway between both of us there. Then he could come work with me. So, yeah, but I did years ago. Matter of fact, one time when I got laid off from International Harvester, I tried to talk my dad into opening a music store here in town called Fretworks. And I, started all kind of stuff for it and kind of got the name out there. And then in 89 or 90, or maybe it was 90 and 91 and 92, I was getting the invites for NAMM for Fretworks Music Store, which we didn't have yet, but I just had the name out there. I didn't get to go. Yeah, MPN, you got to move to Pittsburgh, I'm telling you. That we need to get Octopus over there because he would have all kind of restaurants to be the master chef at. Billy Ray could come over and become a police officer for Pittsburgh. Except Billy, you wouldn't be able to wear your Raiders stuff. You'd have to go Steelers. So, I love the guitar. I love working on them. And there's many nights that I'm sitting up till 4 or 5 in the morning working. It might be my own guitar working on, something like that. But then I had the my music playing when I was working on that a little bit ago, and I had to reset the intonation again because it's settling, so I had to reset it again. And it was playing, and my wife come down to do laundry, and it was like the band Hell Yeah, and then Dio. So there was a song from Hell Yeah, then Holy Diver, then it went to Ain't That a Kick in the Head, Dean Martin, and then Yo-Yo Ma on solo cello, and she just stuck her head in the door and goes, I can't believe your music list. Jupe, what's your opinion on the roller type guitar nut? The nut itself, I have not tried one. What am I working on next? Well, let me answer Jupe. Jupe, if they do what they say they're going to do, like they say they will, then it's a great thing. But I haven't tried one yet. I've never installed one yet. I do want to try the one with the adjustable screw for each individual slot. I want to put one of those on. And what am I working on next? Actually, the printing, it just notified me that the printing's done. I had to, this one I got from Billy Ray that I did, the neck on this, so I put another nut on it, different one, and the shim I had to use is too high. So I just printed, I haven't checked them yet, I just printed like 3 different, real thin to a little bit more and then a little bit more than that. And I printed like 3 of each one. So I got to get that. And that's, I'll have this done probably tonight, actually, if those work. If not, I'm just going to order shims. But yeah, this is, the neck is, or the nut, it's, needs fixed. So, but I mean, I put a new nut on it, and what I did, it was actually my mistake, because the one nut I had, I measured for it, and I started sanding down, and then I realized that nut that I had was the wrong one widthwise. So the only one I had that fit was shorter. So if I went with the regular metal shim from Floyd, it was too short. And when I put this in, it was too high. So I had to come up with something in between. And that's why I printed some more, but I haven't tried them yet. So I'll get this all done. I like this guitar. Routed this one. Well, since Christmas, I've done 1, 2 for Laz, 2 for me. That's 4. Fewer. So I've done 5 since Christmas. 5 routing. So I've done 5 routes in less than 4 months. So, and it's just enough to keep it so you stay sharp at it, I guess. 1 a month is nice. A couple of months, It's just every time you do it, though, there's always that freak chance to mess something up. Ogre. Hello, Ogre. But have you guys ever heard of the guitar nut buster? It's made here in Ohio. Thank you, Ogre. Always fine, man. It's made here in Ohio, and it's basically a locking nut that doesn't get mounted to the headstock or the fretboard. You just put it behind your regular bone nut or plastic nut and clamp it down on the strings, so it actually stays on the strings. It floats that way, but it keeps you in tune. It's called the Guitar Nut Buster. So I want to try one of those too. Yeah, it is. It's like, what, $170 or something like that. And I should try it. You could probably, because your Floyd nuts are on an angle, so you could probably take one on a belt sander and make it level, just sand the beveled part off So it'll be basically just a flat locking nut. And I bet that's all that is. You just stick that on the back and lock it in place. Because all you're doing is locking the 6 strings still, and once they're locked in the bracket, they're not going to move. So you can probably make one out of an old Floyd Rose locking nut. I bet you can. No, that's not it, Ogre. But yeah, there's I really do. I think you can make it. I think that's all it is. Basically, all it is. So it'd be like, if you look at like the nut on that one, the front shelf is here and the back is here. So you got that angle, and the bottom's flat. So you would have to ground the flat bottom on an angle to make it so it would be flat, and then just clamp it on the strings, and you got it. I'd almost bet that's all it is. But you would either have to have to do it properly, you would have to have an end mill. But you could use a belt sander. Just hold it on the belt sander, or wear gloves, or clamp it with a vice grips. And don't do it sideways. Do it long ways and let it take it down. Because basically the original Charvel Jackson locking nuts, like on the Model 2s from the 80s, it had your regular bone, well, I don't think they were bone nuts, I think they were plastic nuts then. And then behind it was just that, a locking that would lock all 6 strings, but it was screwed into the headstock behind the regular nut. So I'm thinking, and it probably didn't even need that. But the way some of these necks are coming now, it would pay the owner of the guitar, whoever that would be, to just buy the old style off the old style Charvels. And that way you don't have to route out the headstock or the neck. You don't have to worry about any of that at all. You can just leave the regular nut on it, put your strings on it, lay the old system on the strings, screw it to the headstock, and lock it down. Basically the same thing. But, you only got to put 2 screws in instead of taking out a router or a file. And if you do it by hand, you got to have a level and a square, make sure it stays flat. And if you, again, anytime you use the router, something can happen. So there's always that chance. And that's why I always tell everybody, there's a chance, I don't plan on it and I hope it don't happen, but there is that chance. Because I know the one time I don't tell anybody that's when it's going to happen. So I make sure, hey, this could happen. I hope it don't. Oh, here comes Ava. Hi, babe. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Come here. Come here. Here. Come here. Up here. Oh, you butthead. She's down here. That means Mom went to bed. She stays with her all day. Then when she goes to bed, she comes down here with me till I go to bed. Then she lays in between. But if I'm here till 5 in the morning, she'll be here with me. So. It might, Ogre. Let me, you know what? Wait, let me go here. Let me look over here for a minute. Let me get back to Google. Google. Come on. There we go. Hold on. Okay. 1980s. Charvel. Locking trim system. I got 1980s 80-3 instead of S. Now if I can find here's one. And there's nothing, this worked. There's nothing wrong with this. All right, let me share the screen here. I'm getting a little better at using this stuff now, finally. Add it. All right, so if you look, make that. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So there's the regular nut, as you can see. And right behind it is the string lock. And it only had, I think, 2 screws holding it in to the headstock. So that's basically the nut buster, but they don't screw it in, which this probably didn't need screwed in either. But if you could still buy these, that would be like the way to go. Because you're not really making any major modifications to the headstock. Actually, I'd like to get a couple of those, just have them on hand. See how it said Charvel by Jackson Charvel? Then it said by Charvel Jackson. Well, it was, let's see, I'm going to say Charvel Jackson. Well, I don't know if Wayne still owned it then or not. I don't know, Mr. Mick. Oh, Mad, what did they say is wrong with the kitty? So yeah, that worked fine. I used that all through the 80s and never had an issue with it. So that's something to think about. I don't know. Let me see if let me find it. Well, okay, there is a little difference here on the nut buster. It floats on the string. Oh, wait, let me share this. It floats on the strings. Where am I at here? Here we go. This is there we go. This is good to go over, guys. Now let me add it to this scene. Okay. So if you look here, you guys can see my mouse here. Hey, Dwight. So you could see your string. There's one for each string. The lock's back there. It just floats on the strings. It's not bolted down, but you have these 6 fine tuner adjustments. So that thing's a lot bigger than I remember it being. Yeah, you can see right there how it just kind of floats. Hold on. There we go. That's right. I don't have Instagram. I don't want Instagram. Let's see. That's kind of a screwed up photo. Everything's on Instagram. Reverb out of stock. Let's see if they show some other pictures of it. Well, oh, there's your Allen wrench. A store on top of it like that? Yeah, it must be magnet on top, I bet. So the difference would be the fine tuner adjustment. Hold on. Why is it not showing that now? It's showing that, but not the. There we go. So your difference would be the fine tuner adjustment. Which those are kind of tall and bulky. But so you got your 6 strings, locks down, and since there was a couple other photos with the Allen wrench on the guitar there, I'm going to assume that was metal. Or I mean a magnet. Yeah, it's still on it. So this is made here in Ohio. Yeah, there's your magnets right there and right there. See, let's make it even look bulkier with the magnet on it. Well, I'm not monetized, so.
Oh yeah, the Nutbuster, it's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, from the first time I heard it, saw it, and used it, just blown away. So literally with this piece, you can do any type of whammy bar trick, any type of vibrato bar, tremolo thing you could think of. Abuse the heck out of it, and it holds great, perfect tune actually. I've never seen anything like this that works this good. And really the wonderful thing about it is you could use your tremolo system. So in other words, let's say you have a Fender and you're used to that Fender tremolo. That's all you need is a nut buster, and now you can do tricks you can only do when you had full-on systems where they had to route away and do the clamping and all that stuff. So now you could use your system. Number one, it's way more cost-effective because you don't have to pay a luthier to put it in, route away your guitar. That's also something that you're committing to, and they even have to take the nut out, put a new nut in, clamp that down, that drills into the guitar. And you're so committed to that, and you've spent hundreds on it, you spent more money on the luthier job, and this, you just buy the piece,
Well, the
literally
wrench is
weave
not
the
built
strings
into
through it
this.
when you
It's got
change
two
strings.
magnets on top
Then I
to
just
hold the
slide
wrench
it
in
over the
place
nut,
when you
there's
don't
no
move.
contact to the guitar. And when I slide it over the nut, I tune it up, stretch it a few times, and then I clamp it like any typical clamping locking system. And they even give you the Allen wrench. The designer has it so that it's magnetized right to the nut itself. How killer. Anyways, you clamp it down, and then you have micro tuning accuracy with these fine tuners. You tune it up and you're good to go for a long time. You know, check it out once again. I mean, come on, it's incredible. You know, the other cool thing about it is you get sustain. Because of the mass you have up here, the guitar sustains more. In fact, even on acoustic guitars, it was put on an acoustic, and the acoustic sounded like twice as big. So there's all kinds of advantages to this. When you take it off, think of changing strings, it literally just comes off with the strings. You could put it on another guitar. So that's really a cool option as well. It's so well built, it's going to last forever. It's really
So there you go.
tool steel, where this type of steel, you know, in a factory, they'll make tools out of this stuff.
Hold on,
They've
I gotta shut it off now.
Use them for 30 years, day in.
Yep. So there you go. I mean, why does it keep doing this? Remove from screen. All right, let me put this back on so I can make sure that's here. Okay. Oh, crazy. So no, the locking, the wrench just stores on top of it. But I mean, I think it's 175 or something. Well, let's see. Go here. All nut buster. 174.95 in stock, free delivery, 30-day returns. It's guitarnutbuster.com. That would be I guess it's only one color. On standard 6-string electric and acoustic guitars. Looks kind of big. I would love to try one, but I don't see anything wrong with the. Let me copy this and paste it in here. I don't see anything wrong with going and getting the old style Charvel ones. There you go. So that's the link to the company if you're interested in one. Oops, sorry. But I think that Well, if you use a regular floor, you wouldn't be able to do a fine tuning on it. But that can be fixed. So, all right. Anybody else? Any questions? Again, the hot rod. I never even heard of this before. The hot rod upgrade kit. And it's got the 6 saddle screws, the 3 nut screws, and then 6 of the block screws. Oop. Oh, it's underneath there. I'll get it later. And then the bigger block. You can get it with the, let's say, wait. You can get 6 string or 7 string, 32 block, 37, or 42. This is from floydrose.com. So, and then again, I have the purple one coming, the whole purple kit to go on the rainbow. What the heck? Oh. So, any other questions? Mr. Mick, you got anything? Billy? Ogre? Anything? Thank you, Peggy. Thank you. I told my wife today when she went to make breakfast and she goes, I said, "Can you make me some?" She goes, "You can cook." I said, "Yeah, but I'm old now." So she'll be 57 next month. Well, in 21 days. No questions, Mr. Mick. Anybody, Russell, anything? If not, we'll call it here. It's been an hour and a half. No, sir. Well, I called the doctor today, and thank you, Ogre, and to schedule a consult appointment on my knees, and my doctor's office referred to a doctor, and then that doctor office called me and said, "Well, we don't do full knee replacements," so they referred me to another doctor. And then they called a few days ago, and I didn't know they called, and left a message. So I called back today, and they had no idea why I was calling him. I said, "I'm calling back." I said, "Someone named Chris from your office called me." Then she's like, "Well, we only this doc, he only does it if you have the osteo something arthritis in the knees." And she goes, and what made me happy, she goes, "You're only 61. You shouldn't have it yet." I said, "My knees have needed replaced for 20 some years." But bone to bone. So thank God I got a high tolerance of pain. So, well, with that, we'll just call it a night. It's been a little over an hour and a half. Mr. Mick, I'll mail that tomorrow. And I'll email you. Well, I'll text you the tracking number and all that stuff for it. So, and thank you for the donation of the old parts. Have I ever sprayed nitro? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Matter of fact, um, when I do relic jobs, that's what I use. Nitro. Let's see. Okay. This. Come on. Wait. Come here. Come here. You want to say hi to Peggy? Come on. Here. Are you going to give me a hug? Give me a hug. Hi. Hi, baby. Give me a hug. Thank you. Now you're caught in the cable, huh? All right. This is nitro. Focus. That's a shadow going across the line there, but that's shell pink. And this guitar was completely ended up. That's all nitro lacquer, shell pink. I did all the relicking on it, and it was originally that's when I got when he brought it over. Then I had to peel all that off. And then went from there. So yeah, I do nitro. Actually, nitro is actually easier, but well, you know, all like this one, that was actually done at automotive lacquer, and then I put the wet urethane clear over top of it. Focus, come on. There you go. Okay, you gotta go outside. You gotta go bathroom. All right, guys. So we're gonna call it for tonight. Thank you, Billy. Yeah, I know this wasn't the normal show, and like I said, I was frustrated because I tried to start at 8 o'clock, and all my studios and everything was gone. I don't know what happened. And I had to recreate everything again, so I ended up being a half hour late, and I was frustrated. But anyhow, I'll probably do tomorrow, and probably be working on that Red Jackson, the nut on that. And then we'll go from there. And hopefully Laz gets his guitar tomorrow. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow. And then again, Mr. Mick, I will send you the I don't want to roll over. I will send you the there you go. I will send you the tracking number when I get it tomorrow for this. So one last look, everybody. Beautiful guitar, better now with the Floyd. And again, if your Floyd is decked, you're only using half the fluid. So watch out. I don't want to run over you. So I'll let this hang again overnight. Then sometime tomorrow, I'll get it dropped off at the UPS store. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out and watching. And let's see if it play. I couldn't even get this to play at the beginning of the show. So, thank you, Multi. I did 3 guitars for him. I did that telly and then 2 bass guitars for him too. So with that, everybody, good night.